obviously you've put that incredible string of KOs together. Was it 19 knockouts in less than a year? So, I mean, did you have any amateur career?
Yes. And my amateur career was 104 wins. 104 fights, 85 wins, 19 losses.
Right. And
I started in 1992, my first amateur fight.
Right. That's obviously quite a while ago. What happened? So what's been happening in the interim time?
So interim time, I kept boxing, and then I became a referee and a judge for USA Boxing.
Yeah.
Did that for 10 years. Then I was a promoter. I was still a current promoter. And then started promoting several fights, several fighters. And then what happened was last year's the frustration of training fighters, getting them to, a really good record, spending 2-3 years of getting them to where they should be fighting on TV, and a lot of these fighters didn't take the risk. And frustration kicked in. I was like, I kept hearing the same comments. Seeing here in the state of Florida was, well, you never done it. You never turned pro. So I was like, well, I turn pro, and if I win, I win. If I lose, I lose. But at least that way, these coaches and fighters have a lot more respect for what we're trying to do for their career.
Right.
But I'm an old school fighter. Like I said, I'm a little older, so we came from a generation where once you fight and you knock somebody out, I'm not going to take 2 weeks off, 3 weeks off. I'm going to continue to keep going back. I grew up watching fighters fight 8-10 times a year. My uncle was a world champion, defended the WBC title for 3.5 years before he lost it at 10 defenses.
Right.
So I grew up in a boxing family. Pedro Escalera, that's his name.
Yeah. I know the name.
Yeah.
Right. So, it's obviously an interesting story of yours. So, you've got those 19 knockouts. What's the furthest you've gone in rounds?
4 rounds.
4 rounds, yeah. But you've laid everybody out.
Yes.
Yeah.
And in fights that, to be honest with you, I was not favored to win. People with more experience. I would beat, 2 former world champions. I beat 6 regular champions. I was not favored to win the fights. Yeah. And I'd be pulled off the upset, so.
Yeah, looking at your record, Efiano Mendoza, probably, is he one of the...
Yes, he's a heavy hitter.
He fought a lot of... He's been around, he fought a lot of names, didn't he?
A ton of experience. Yeah, he had a ton of experience.
Yeah.
A ton of experience. He's been around.
Yeah. So, obviously you've got this big fight coming up with Jonathan Guidry. Guidry, sorry. And we spoke to him, and he says, he says obviously you're going to be incredibly dangerous with your power, and he says he's looking forward to what could be a slugfest, but he thinks if he can extend you may run out of gas and he'll take over. I mean, that's just what he's thinking, because he's got to be on his toes early.
Common sense, right? Yeah. I think that's good judgment of him to think that way, considering that I haven't gone past 4 rounds. So, that would be a game plan if I was fighting somebody with the same situation, right? So, I think he has the right to think that. To see why it's justified.
Yeah, but he has watched some of your fights. Have you seen any of his fights?
Oh, I saw him fight in person twice.
Right.
There's now 2 fights I was there live.
Right.
One of them, the last fight, I think I only had 3 or 4 fights at the time. I think I was 3 or 4-0 when he fought Severn, and then I think I wasn't even a pro fighter when he fought prior to that, when he won the NBA title.
Oh yeah, the guy that was after the Trevor Bryan fight. Yeah,
right after the Trevor Bryan fight when he fought that guy in Miami.
Yeah,
I wasn't even a pro fighter at the time, and I got to see them. I got to see him in person fight twice. He's an excellent boxer. I love the way he boxed. I was actually campaigning to fight Trevor Bryan instead, because I thought he was a little slower. He got knocked out in his last fight. opportunity and he get us the opportunity to fight him instead. It's a tougher fight for me because he's a real split boxer.
Yeah. He looks to have a solid chin as well. From what we've seen. I mean, it is an amazing story. Your story. I mean, so what's it like working with a legendary Don King as well? Because I mean, that's another factor. He's still going at 92. He's promoting this card, as you know. I mean, have you spent any time with Don?
Obviously, I know I'm on the B side, right? So this common sense. But no, Don King's been amazing. My coach, Nate Campbell, Gavin Warrior, Florida Hall of Famer.
Yeah.
He fought for Don, and obviously my uncle fought for Don King for over 20 years.
Yeah.
So it's history there.
Yeah. So you're obviously gonna come out for a knockout, aren't you?
Well, I mean, I'm gonna come out there and see whatever opportunities that I see. I don't look for the knockout, but if I see an opening, I am gonna take advantage of it.
Yeah. Because I mean, some people, the so-called experts might question the opposition you've fought. Some of them, not all of them, but some. But to still wipe out 19 guys.
Huh?
Sorry, for you to still knock out 19 guys is a hell of a it's an achievement. It's not not just anybody can do that. You've obviously got some real power. What would you say is your best punch?
Mine? I mean, I usually set my punches up. So between the left hook or body shot.
Yeah, and I think you and Guidry about the same height, aren't you?
Yes, we're about the same height, same weight. Prior to this fight, I was gaining weight each fight because I was fighting guys that's 6'5", 6'4".
Yeah.
So I had to gain weight to build more of a foundation for my height being so short. But this fight here, we're training hard. We're actually cutting down the weight so we can be quicker and faster on our feet.
Right. And you're a southpaw, aren't you?
Yes.
Yeah.
I do fight occasions, depending on what style of boxing they give me, I do switch.
Ah, right, you can switch. Right, that's interesting, yeah. So, yeah, I mean, it's a good card coming up because there's obviously Brian's on the card, isn't he, against Cassius Chaney?
Right.
So it's a good heavyweight card. I just hope we get to see it in the UK. I'm assuming.
I think that's a competitive, good fight, considering that both of them they've been off a layaway. I think they both haven't fought in a year. They both got knockout power. They're both about the same height and reach. So I mean, it'll be interesting to see who wins that fight. Yeah.
So talking a little bit more about you, have you sparred with anyone of note, like over the years or recently? I mean, doing the stuff in the gym. Have you sparred anyone?
Oh yes. I usually don't name drop my sparring partners.
Well, right, I understand.
I said I usually don't name drop my sparring partners, but yes, I'm actually, as we're speaking right now, we're sparring today. Right.
So obviously,
as we're speaking, there's sparring going on.
Right, big, yeah, good quality sparring you're getting. That's good. Yeah, that's good. Yeah. So yeah, I mean, it's interesting to think how far your story can go because age 40 or more for heavyweight isn't that advanced now, is it?
Yeah, no, of course. I just think that I wanted this opportunity because I think when I fought in the state in Mississippi, I fought for a UBA world title. That was 4-round fight. I fought the guy a lot quicker than I wanted to. But this is my second opportunity to fight back in the States. So for me, it's more of a proving thing. Not only to myself, but I definitely want to test myself with the best. And Jonathan Guidry he's that guy, He is the champion. I just, if anything, I just appreciate that he took the opportunity to give me this fight. Because he could have said no to it,
Yeah, all right, yeah. So you've obviously stopped all those guys. Has anyone hurt you in a fight? Has anyone caught you or buzzed you?
No. I mean, the last time I think I seriously ever got hurt or whatever it was, almost 13 years ago in the Connecticut Golden Gloves tournament, but that's because I fought with the flu.
Right.
But that's the last time I ever took a knee or something. But I've never been knocked out. Never had that issue.
Right. So when you fought those amateur fights, have you always been a heavyweight?
No, I fought at between 185 to 190 pounds.
Right. Also like a small cruiserweight back then. Yeah. Yeah. So yeah. Well, thanks so much for taking the time. It's a really interesting story. I mean, people have wrote about it because you beat Tyson's record. I don't know if it was intentional, but you know, in your first.
Actually, I didn't know about it until my 16th fight.
Right.
That's when I first heard about it.
Yeah, but it got a fair bit of press, which you know.
Press comes with negative and positive. But this is a good opportunity for myself to not only prove to myself, but to prove to everybody if with negative press comes with question marks if these opponents in the past have been legitimate or not. So I guess this is a good opportunity to show the world if we can pull this off.
Yeah, like I say, it is a very, very interesting matchup. It's a very interesting matchup, and if you can knock this guy out, that is a real statement, no doubt.
Yeah, he's never been knocked out, but obviously, I just think he has so much experience that is a reason why he hasn't been knocked out. He's a slick boxer who knows how to move.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I tell you what, sir, we wish you all the best. It's going to be, see how this story goes, how you can keep on going. More power to you. And we look forward to a great fight it's November 4th. Yeah, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah. Well, that's not long away.
It's a pleasure. Thank you so much for the honor. For you interviewing me. I appreciate you taking your time and reaching out to me.
Oh, absolutely, sir. Because yourself, everybody loves a puncher. All fight fans love a puncher. Any guy that's scores those knockouts. There's just something about a big puncher that attracts the fans, isn't there? There really is. So if you can,
we're gonna put it in God's hands and be doing all the work now in the gym, and we'll see what the outcome happens November the 4th.
Yeah.
But like I said, I am appreciative of Guidry and his team for giving me the opportunity, and the best man to win that night.
Oh, absolutely. Well, you sound like a really good guy to root for. You sound like an easy guy to root for. So that's a good thing, and I can hear that you're working hard there in the gym. So yeah, thanks so much for your time, and we'll be tuning in on November 4th. I hope we get this in the UK, some coverage, a stream or something. We need to watch it.
Thank you so much, sir. You have a wonderful blessing.
Okay, thank you, sir. Appreciate it.